Students, in this lecture we are going to talk about the equivalent weight. Equivalent weight is a very important parameter which is especially used in the analytical chemistry like volumetric analysis, gravimetric analysis to reduce the weight errors. This equivalent weight is determined experimentally. Now let us move towards the definition of the equivalent weight. What is an equivalent weight? Equivalent weight is basically mass of a substance or weight of a substance in grams which combines with or which replaces directly or indirectly 1.008 gram of hydrogen, 35.5 grams of chlorine or 8 grams of oxygen. So keep in mind that equivalent weight is the mass of any substance in grams which can combine with or which can replace directly or indirectly 1.008 grams of hydrogen, 35.5 grams of chlorine or 8 grams of oxygen. This is the definition of the equivalent weight. But keep in mind that definition is not as much important as the calculation of the equivalent weight. So you must memorize this definition, but the most important part of the equivalent weight concept is not its definition, rather it is how to calculate it. So let us learn how can we calculate the equivalent weight. Keep in mind that equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight divided by n factor. Molecular weight of a particular compound or element that is usually known to us. We know the molecular weight of any element, any compound. The main thing which is required to calculate the equivalent weight of any substance is basically the n factor. What is meant by the n factor? If we can learn about the n factor, then we can easily calculate the equivalent weight of any compound. And when I say the concept of equivalent weight, keep in mind that the concept of equivalent weight is usually applicable to elements, ions, acids, bases, salts, oxidants, or which are also called as oxidizing agents or oxidizers, and reductants, which are also called as the reducing agents or reducers. So the concept of equivalent weight is applicable to all these species. Now let us learn one by one that how the equivalent weight of an element or a compound is calculated. I have written that equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight divided by n factor. First of all, we are going to learn how to calculate the equivalent weight of elements. Keep in mind that equivalent weight is the weight of any element or mass of any element which can accept or lose 1 mole or Avogadro's number of electrons. So mass of any element which can lose or gain Avogadro's number of electrons or 1 mole of electron, that is called as its equivalent weight. For example, when we talk about the magnesium, you know that magnesium belongs to group 2A. It usually loses 2 electrons to form magnesium dipositive ions. Now this equation tells us that 1 mole of magnesium loses 2 moles of electron, and what is the mass of 1 mole of magnesium? That is 24 gram. So 24 gram of magnesium lose 2 into Na electrons. 2 moles of electrons mean 2 multiplied by Avogadro's number of electron. But what mass of magnesium will lose? 1 into Avogadro's number of electron, or 1 mole of electron. So that will be the half of the 24 grams, mean 12 grams. So 2 moles of electrons are released by the 24 grams of the magnesium, and 1 mole of the electron will be released by the 12 gram of magnesium. So 12 gram will be its equivalent weight. So when we talk about the elements, we actually see that how much mass of an element will gain or lose 1 mole or Avogadro's number of electron. That mass will be actually its equivalent weight. Now let us move towards the ions. How to calculate the equivalent weight of the ions? In case of ions, keep in mind that n factor is equal to charge on ion. So n factor will be equal to charge on ion. For example, if we have sodium plus 1 ion, what will be its equivalent weight? Equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight divided by n factor. And what is molecular weight of sodium? That is 23. N factor in case of ion, that is equal to charge on the ion, and charge on sodium is plus 1. So that will be 23 divided by 1, it will be 23 grams. So 23 grams or 23, that will be the equivalent weight of the sodium. In case of sulfate ions, what should be its equivalent weight? What is the molecular weight or molar weight of the sulfate? That is actually 96. Divided by charge on the sulfate is 2, and what will be the half of the 96? That will be 48 grams. So 48 gram, that will be the equivalent weight of the sulfate ion. So whenever an ion is present and you are required to calculate its equivalent weight, it is very simple, that you will divide the molecular weight or molar weight of the ion with its charge. That charge will be actually the n factor, and you will be able to find its equivalent weight. Now let us move towards the third part, that is how can we find the equivalent weight of acids. What is n factor? In case of acids, the n factor is actually equal to basicity of acid. And what is meant by basicity? Basicity means that how many protons an acid can donate. How many protons an acid can donate? That is called as its basicity. So whenever you are required to find the equivalent weight of any acid, simply divide the molecular weight with its basicity. Let us take some examples. For example, in case of HCl, what should be its equivalent weight? Molecular weight divided by n factor, and n factor is the basicity. You know that HCl can donate only one H positive ion in its aqueous solution. So its basicity is 1. It means what is the molecular weight of HCl? That is 36.5 grams, and divided by what is n factor? It is equal to 1. So that will be equal to 36.5 grams. In case of HCl, the molecular weight and equivalent weight both are equal. What's about H2SO4? In case of H2SO4, what is basicity of H2SO4? You know that two hydrogens are donatable, so its basicity will be 2. And what is its molecular weight? Its molecular weight is actually 98 grams, and divided by, it can donate 2 protons, so its basicity is 2, that is 2, it will be equal to 49 grams, and 49 grams will be the equivalent weight of H2SO4, which will be the half of its molecular weight. Now keep in mind that in case of H3PO3, listen very carefully, that is very important. What is the basicity of H3PO3? Keep in mind that it has 3 hydrogen atoms, but the donatable protons in it, they are only 2. There are only 2 donatable hydrogens. Why the third hydrogen is not donatable? That is just because of the structure of the H3PO3. If you will look at the structure of the H3PO3, the third hydrogen is directly attached to the phosphorus. It is not attached to the oxygen atom. So that hydrogen which is directly attached to the phosphorus, it is not donatable. So its basicity will not be 3, rather it will be 2. What I want to tell is that the total number of hydrogen in an acid, that is not necessarily its basicity, equal to its basicity. For example, the total number of hydrogen in H3PO3 are 3, but its basicity is not 3, rather its basicity is 2. So don't get confused in this. The total number of hydrogen which are present in an acid are not necessarily equal to its basicity. You will have to look at the structure of that acid. So what will be its equivalent weight? Obviously its equivalent weight will be its molecular weight divided by 2, not 3. You will divide it with 2 because it has only 2 donatable protons, so its basicity is 2. So in case of acids, you are actually required to look at this very carefully, that the total number of hydrogen may not be equal to the basicity of that acid. So in this way, the equivalent weight of the acids can be calculated. Now let us move towards the equivalent weight of the bases. How the equivalent weight of bases can be calculated? What will be the n factor in case of the bases? The n factor is equal to acidity of base. And when I say acidity of base, that means how many hydroxyl ions it can donate. So number of OH negative ions that an acid can donate, it is its n factor, and it is its actually acidity. So let us take some examples of this. For example, in case of sodium hydroxide, what is its molecular weight? That is equal to 40 divided by how many OH negative ion 1 mole of NaOH can donate, or 1 molecule of NaOH can give, that is only 1 OH negative ion. So its acidity is 1 and its equivalent weight will be equal to 40 grams. In this case, again, the equivalent weight is equal to the molecular weight. But in case of calcium hydroxide, what is its molar mass? That is 74. And how many OH negative ion it can give? So it can give 2 OH negative ions. So its acidity will be equal to 2. So you will divide 74 with 2. That will come out to be 37 grams. In case of calcium hydroxide, equivalent weight is actually the half of its molecular weight. So sometimes equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight. Sometimes equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight divided by 2. Sometimes equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight divided by 3. Sometimes equivalent weight is equal to molecular weight divided by 4, or molecular weight divided by 5, or molecular weight divided by 6. But very important point I am going to tell you, keep in mind that in most of the cases the equivalent weight is either equal to molecular weight, either it is half of the molecular weight, or it is 1/3 of the molecular weight. There are very rare chances when the equivalent weight is 1 by 4th or 1 by 5th or 1 by 6th of its molecular weight. So this was how the molecule equivalent weight of the bases can be calculated. Now let us move towards the oxidants, or you can say oxidizing agents. In case of oxidants or oxidizing agent, what is N factor? N factor is actually the total number of electrons gained per molecule. How many electrons are gained by one molecule of the oxidant? You know that an oxidant is a species that oxidizes the other, but itself it is reduced. So when it will be reduced, it will gain electron, and how many total number of electrons it has gained, that will be equal to its N factor. I am going to take a very famous example of KMnO4, potassium permanganate, which is an oxidizing agent. When you will be using KMnO4 in some acidic medium as an oxidizing agent, it will be used in acidic medium, it is changed to the manganese plus 2. So here in the reactants the manganese is plus 7, but in the products the manganese is plus 2. How many electrons it has gained? From plus 7 to plus 2, the difference is 5, so it has gained 5 electrons, and this 5 will be equal to its N factor. So what will be its equivalent weight? Now its equivalent weight will be its molar mass or molecular weight divided by 5. That will be in the acidic medium. And if the KMnO4 is being used in the basic medium, then it changes to Mn plus 4. And when KMnO4 in the basic medium is used as oxidizing agents, the oxidation state of manganese changes from plus 7 to plus 4. How many electrons it has gained? That is equal to the difference of the oxidation states. It is equal to 3. So it has gained 3 electrons. And in this case, in the basic medium, its N factor, that will be equal to 3. So in the basic medium, what will be its equivalent weight? That will be equal to molecular weight divided by 3. It means that equivalent weight of the oxidizing agents can change when its medium is changed. So it is very important that whenever you are calculating the equivalent weight of any oxidizing agents, you should look carefully at its medium, that in which medium it is acting. Rather the medium is acidic, basic, or even it is neutral. Similarly, in case of K2 Cr2O7, when it acts as acidic, it acts as an oxidizing agent in acidic medium, the oxidation state of chromium changes from plus 6 to plus 3. And in order to balance the chromium, I have taken this coefficient as 2. Now, how many electrons are gained by chromium? Listen very carefully. In this case, one chromium atom has changed from plus 6 to plus 3. So one chromium atom has gained 3 electrons, but there are 2 chromium atoms. So it means if one chromium atom has gained 3 electron, the other chromium atom will also gain 3 electron, and total number of electrons gained, that will be equal to 6. So here the N factor should be equal to not 3, it is not 3, rather it is equal to 6. And what should be the equivalent weight of K2Cr2O7? That should be its molecular weight divided by 6. It will be its equivalent weight. So in this way, the equivalent weight of the oxidizing agents can be calculated. Now let us move towards the last part, that how the equivalent weight of the reducing agents or reductants can be calculated. In this case, N factor will be equal to number of electrons lost, because a reducing agent is itself oxidized, so during the reaction it will lose electron, and how many total electron it has lost, that will be equal to its N factor. Reductants. One of the very famous reductant is H2C2O4, that is oxalic acid. And when oxalic acid acts as a reducing agent, it changes to CO2. And in order to balance the carbon, I have used this coefficient 2 here. Now the oxidation state of carbon changes from +3 to +4. So what will be its N factor? Should it be equal to 1? Because the change in oxidation state is 1, so it has lost 1 electron? No, my dear students, again, there are 2 carbon atoms. So one carbon atom has changed from +3 to +4, it has lost 1 electron. The other carbon atom has changed from +3 to +4, again it has lost an electron. So total number of electron lost, that will not be equal to 1, rather that will be equal to 2. And in this case, what should be its equivalent weight? So its equivalent weight should be equal to its molecular weight divided by 2. Here the N factor will be equal to 2, it will not be equal to 1. So in this case, in this way, you can find the equivalent weight of any reducing agent by looking at the total number of electrons which are lost by that reducing agent. Now the last category is that how can we find the equivalent weight of the salts. You know that salt is any species that consists of cation and anion. What is the way to find the equivalent weight of a salt? There are 2 ways, listen very carefully. The first is that you will calculate the equivalent weight of cation separately and equivalent weight of anion separately. And how the equivalent weight of an ion is calculated, I have already told you that the equivalent weight of any ion is equal to its molecular weight divided by its charge. So you will find the equivalent weight of cation and then you will find the equivalent weight of anion separately, and then you will add both these equivalent weights. And when you will add both these equivalent weights, that will be equal to equivalent weight of that salt. This is the first way to find the equivalent weight of a salt. Now what is the second way to find the equivalent weight of a salt? That is to calculate its N factor. And N factor is equal to total positive charge plus total negative charge. So total positive charge plus total negative charge. Let us take an example that in case of NaCl, the cation has charge +1 and anion has charge -1. So the total charge is 1, mean +1 and -1, the total charge is 1. So its molecular weight should be equal to, its equivalent weight should be equal to its molecular weight divided by N, that is equal to its molecular weight. But when you are talking about barium chloride, the total charge +2 and -2. So the total charge is actually 2. And what should be its equivalent weight? Equivalent weight will be equal to its molecular weight divided by 2, that is it will be half of its molecular weight. Similarly, in case of aluminium chloride, +3 and -3, here the total charge is actually 3. So its equivalent weight will be equal to its molecular weight divided by 3. In the same way, if you have Na3PO4 twice, what should be its equivalent weight? The total charge on the positive, that is +3, and the total charge on the negative, sorry, that will be, what is the formula of sodium phosphate? That is Na3PO4. So the total positive charge is 3 and the total negative charge is -3, means the charge is actually 3. So its equivalent weight will be equal to its molar mass divided by 3, or its molecular weight divided by 3. So in this way, the equivalent weight of the salts is calculated. Either you will calculate the equivalent weight of cation and anion separately and then you will add them, or you will see at the total charge of the cation and anion how much total charge cations and anions have, that will be equal to its n factor. So in this way, equivalent weight of any element, any salt, any ion, oxidizing or reducing agent, acid or basis can be calculated.